I would like to present to you the first project. What you will learn in this video is how to create lovely, easy watercolor flowers that you can create in just minutes that look gorgeous and will make wonderful gifts, cards, wall hangings, anything that you choose. So what you will need, if you have watercolor paper, you will need that. If not, then hopefully you have a sketchbook or some thicker paper, not copy paper, because it won't work very well on that. Some watercolor and just one round brush. I'm using a number 5. So if you have one that's a number 5, great. If not, if you have one that's a little larger or smaller, that would be fine. You can use whatever colors feel right to you. You will also need water and paper towels, some sort of a palette to put your watercolor on, and anything else that you think would serve you well. And that's it. If you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, hit the bell notification to be notified of future videos, and if you like my channel, please subscribe. Tomorrow I will also upload another video about this project with another version of the easy watercolor flowers. I would love it if you would join me there to help support me so I can keep doing art and sharing with everybody, and also so I can get some good equipment to help me make the technical side of my videos much better. Thank you for your consideration. During this video I will describe what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, colors I'm using, etc. Please feel free to paint along with me, and anytime that you need more time, just hit pause, and I'll be here whenever you're ready to start up again. I would also like to apologize to you ahead of time. I didn't realize it, I'm learning as I go, that having your tripod leaning against your chair is not a good thing. Please do not get seasick while watching the video, okay? You'll know what I'm talking about when it starts happening. I'm learning though. Next time, I will not have it lean against my chair. Thank you, and sorry. Okay, if you're ready to get going, let's paint some easy watercolor flowers. You want to start with a deep yellow. You want to make 5 little dots. And try not to have them touching each other if possible. And then you want to put your brush in the water, maybe tap it off a little, and then go out and in. Do you see how I'm pushing it down and then letting it up? Same kind of process. And then I tend to move the paint back towards the center. And if possible, try not to touch the surrounding colors. But if you do, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's just that little white line between the colors makes a really nice addition. But it's no big deal. And if you want to, you can kind of wiggle your brush around a little. Get some more water on there and do that little wiggle thing. There you go. I think it looks really nice to have different depths of color from light all the way to dark. Some kind of dark while the others are very light. And when you wiggle it, it probably makes it look a little more natural, I think. Okay, now twisting it back around. See how this one came out darker? And if you want to, if you think it's too dry, add a little bit more water to it. And then, this is just for interest, mostly to show you what you can do. This is a little wet on wet, kind of going to the center of it and adding a little dot of orange. Now you can see where this one's kind of dry. If we get our brush wet, fill it with just water, then you can go in and just put little dots of water around there. And that will help the color bleed out into the petals. Okay? We are going to do the center, but we are going to wait till it dries. So let's go on to the next flower. Now this flower we are going to keep a similar color, only with a little more orange in it, so it will have a variety. We want to do the same kind of thing. We want to add 5 dots. And they don't have to be in a perfect circle, okay? Just thought I'd let you know that in case you are concerned. So we go in, bring it out. You can either do it in a smooth motion like that, or you can kind of wiggle it so it gives a little more variety. And if you look at petals, they're all absolutely beautiful, but some of them will appear, because of shadows and such, a little darker, some a little lighter, and also the way they are positioned will make them appear to have a different shape of line. And maybe some of them actually do have a little different shape, but this helps. It's really loose, but it does help with showing the variety. And yes, I like to turn my paper because to me, I get a better result. You don't have to, though. If you're awesome enough to where you can just leave your paper in one position, great. I'm not. See, they'll make a little wiggly. And pushing my pigment back towards the center. Okay. And now, just to show you, I'm going to go back into my yellower color. Okay. And touch on the outside. And if you do that and your petal is wet, it will bleed into the petal itself. If not, again, you can add a little water. And that will help. Okay. Now, we are going to add a little rose color to our orange, just so we can once again have a variety. Not a huge variety. I mean, you can do some with a huge variety, and that's awesome. But I was just wanting a small variety in this. Okay. Once again, make 5 dots and keep them separate. Dip into your water. And get a little bit off just by touching the rim of your water dish or cup or whatever you're using. Okay. There we go. All right. Getting a little more water. And you can't really do this on a art desk, craft desk where they're tilted, because Watercolor is extremely prone to gravity. So if you do, everything will flow down. And so you'll have a very interesting looking flower. Okay, so on this one, I'm not going to add any colors. We're just going to leave this with the color that we originally started with. We want to let those dry for a minute. We'll grab a little sap green. Sap green is kind of an olive. It's a yellowish green, but you can use any colors on this you want. It's mostly the technique that I'm pointing out here. Okay, so we want to make a stem. And I do tend to keep my stems a little more slender. So we don't want to touch that because that is in front of the stem. And if you want to, it's your call, but sometimes I like to make the bottom part of the stem a little wider. Okay, we'll go ahead and do this stem. And just use your imagination where you would like your stem to go. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is loose watercolor. Once again, making the bottom just a little bit wider, not a lot. Okay. And now we are going to make this stem. See, it'll be here, so we're going to go here. I am trying to do this at an angle, which is very interesting to me. Usually I'm right on top of it, so excuse me if things look a little weird. Okay, now we want to make some leaves, and the easiest kind of leaves are just kind of where you put your brush on and you just kind of do like that, lift up. Then you get a little bitty leaf. See, like that. And I think those kind of leaves look good. They're just very tiny, but they do look really good. And they're very easy to make. I am going to go in and get some Payne's Gray, which is almost black. But again, you can use whatever color you like. And if this is still wet and it bleeds a little, that's fine. It's no big deal. Okay, and then I'm going to make some little dots in the center for the stamen. Actually, I kind of like it when it bleeds into the other colors. It just looks more painterly. There we go. That's pretty much it there. Now, if there is something you don't like, say, if you don't like the shape of this, you can always go back in and remember that wiggly line I was talking about. You can do a little bit of that, and it will help that. Just water. Go back in, but you do have to be careful because usually, I think anyway, your initial strokes are usually the most awesome. And then if you think so that you need some more pigment, you can grab a little more and put it in there. See? Simple. Okay, now to top this off, for fun, I think we'll make a little butterfly. Okay, so I'm loading my brush with a lavender color, a purple color. And I have a lot of water in it. And on this one, I'm just going like that. And you can make the wings whatever shape you like. But I'm trying to get it all done while it's wet so it will blend well. Okay? Now we'll make the bottom wing. And that's all there is to that. So you can push the colors around if you like. Okay, now what I want to do is have a much wetter brush still with less pigment, because we are going to make this butterfly at an angle. We're going to make this butterfly at an angle, so you'll see a little bit of the back wings. And probably just do that, push down, then slowly let up. That's all you need to do for the back wing. And then kind of the same thing, only on the bottom wing. There we go. Okay, rinse out your brush. And I'm trying to keep a somewhat limited palette here. So get your brush, get some Payne's Gray. In this one, we don't want nearly as much water because we just want to make a nice little line. All right, this will be the butterfly's body. So you push down so slightly and that up. All right, I don't think he's dark enough, so we're going to go over it again. There you go. Ta-da! And now if you want to have an even drier brush with the Payne's Gray, and you can go in ever so slightly and give him some antenna. And there you have it. Some very loose watercolor flowers with a butterfly. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this project and that you found it fun and easy. I would love to know. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Much love, Olivia.